In 2009, the desktop computer was a utility. You turned it on, opened your programs, and did your job. The operating system stayed in the background, exactly where it belonged. Windows 7 was built with a specific philosophy: build in secret, respect the user's workflow, and prioritize stability over flashy, under-delivered features. The team optimized the product relentlessly. It ran comfortably on just 1 GB of RAM, booting faster on the same hardware than its predecessor, Vista. The interface was responsive. Right-clicking an application opened a jump list with instantaneous precision, providing your recent files and common actions with zero network lag. Windows 7 was a product you bought once. It respected your hardware and stayed out of your way. By 2010, the iPad had convinced every tech executive on Earth that touchscreens were the future, and the desktop was a dying category. Fearing they would be left behind, Microsoft entered a defensive posture and began altering the core DNA of their flagship operating system. The solution was to rebuild Windows for touch, despite the fact that over 90% of their install base still relied on a mouse and keyboard. By prioritizing a vision over the reality of their customers, Microsoft stopped engineering for the actual user and started designing for a persona they hoped their users would become. In 2014, corporate leadership shifted the company's focus toward a new mandate: thriving in a mobile and cloud-first world. Windows 10 introduced baseline telemetry, designed to harvest diagnostic data and search behaviors by default. Your computer began acting like an invasive roommate. Efficient local features, like file libraries, were hidden to push users toward paid cloud services like OneDrive. Fresh installations became cluttered with pre-installed games and subscription tiles that the user never requested, pinned directly to the Start menu. The free upgrade model functioned as a Trojan horse. Revenue was no longer collected through a one-time purchase, but through the harvesting of telemetry, attention, and desktop real estate. Windows 11 represents the peak of this design, characterized by constant update demands and the forced integration of AI tools like Copilot. The operating system's search function has been hijacked, prioritizing web-based Bing results over local file retrieval. This diagram compares response times, a fraction of a second in Windows 7 versus a 2 to 4 second delay in Windows 11. The expanded delay shows exactly what the system is doing: fetching news stories, loading ads, and pinging telemetry servers before opening your application. This friction is an intentional performance tax, slowing down the hardware to serve an advertising network. The final barrier is a hardware requirement disguised as a security upgrade. The TPM 2.0 chip mandate artificially gates off millions of perfectly functional, high-performance desktop machines, leaving them behind. This visualization shows the scale of the e-waste. Each dot represents a computer declared obsolete by a single software mandate, 400 million machines in total. This artificial obsolescence forces users out of stable hardware and into a subscription-heavy ecosystem. The UI bloat, the forced web searches, and the hardware lockouts are all part of a single strategy to generate recurring revenue. The goal is to move consumers from a once-a-decade purchase into an inescapable monetization funnel. The trajectory of the last 15 years marks the dismantling of digital sovereignty. A tool once owned by the user is now a service where they are the product.